A wise man once said, if you hate sports anime, then you're a big noob. And that wise man was me. I've always had a soft spot for sports anime. Inazuma 11, Let's and Go, you name it. I've always disliked watching and even playing sports. But for some reason, watching them in the anime format just gave it a whole new perspective to me. I'll explain. Superpowers. Yep, that's it. But on a serious note though, sports anime have always shown me how complicated these sports can be. At first, football just looked like a bunch of people just kicking a ball. While that isn't inherently wrong, there's a ton of strategy and game sense behind it. Each player should play his role as best as he can. While the striker might seem like he's doing all the work by scoring the goals, it is with the help of his team that the striker is able to shine. You can see this reoccurring theme in a plethora of sports. For instance, volleyball, the setter is usually in the spiker's shadow, and anime made me realize that sports are much more than you actually think. Sports anime did what real life sports couldn't, and that is to give the spotlight to everyone. It made us appreciate the sport and the people who put the time and effort in order to perfect the sport. And one anime that encapsulated all of that is Dora the Explorer. I've only just finished watching Ping Pong the animation a couple of days ago, and I can safely say that it is one of my favorite animes of all time. So in this video, I'll be reviewing Ping Pong the animation. It has been a long time since I uploaded an anime review. Usually my videos consist of either analysis videos or best boy videos, but I wanted to make this because this anime is truly a masterpiece. So if you enjoyed the video, why not consider subscribing for more epic content. And by the way, there's a subreddit dedicated to Ping Pong the animation, and I would really appreciate it if you guys would join it, because this anime is really underrated and it needs more attention. The story of Ping Pong isn't that different from your usual sports anime. Well, at first it may seem like that. You've got your fun, happy-go-lucky protagonist Peiko, and your emotionless dude, Smiles. Which is quite ironic, cause he never smiles. As any person would assume, Ping Pong is the main theme of the story. But they couldn't have been more wrong. The game of Ping Pong is merely the cover. I've never cared for Ping Pong, and I would probably never will. But the story and characters are really what makes this anime outstanding. The story of each character is what kept me watching. I wanted to know what was going to happen to them. Ping Pong the animation doesn't shy away from showing us the hard and unfair parts of life. Each character learns from their losses and grows. Although their destinations were different, at the end, all of them were satisfied, which begs the question, who is the winner here? Yes, most of them didn't expect that they would be in this position. But is that a bad thing? Ping Pong's story shines, well, while they're playing Ping Pong. I've never seen an anime that made me so excited, not for the game, not for wanting to know who was going to win, but to learn more about the characters. Every character has their own hopes, dreams, ambitions. Each swing of that racket has a meaning behind it. Every swing of that racket has a purpose behind it. Every single swing has a story to tell. What I love about Ping Pong is, to put it simply, that it is real. At first, Peiko came across as your naive and cocky protagonist, who wants to be the best no matter what. I have to admit, initially I didn't like him, because I thought he was going to be yet another protagonist that claims he wants to be the best, and later on he achieves his goals. But that was not the case. After getting destroyed by Kong and Sakuma, Peiko gives up the sport. Speaking of Sakuma, I believe that he is one of the most well-written characters in anime, or in any other medium, period, at least from the ones I've seen. You see, ever since Sakuma was a kid, he wanted to be the best. Just like Peiko, he admired Peiko. Although he didn't have the raw talent, and he had astigmatism and implied autism, he kept playing. He kept playing because he loved the sport. He still didn't lose hope. He studied, practiced, and most importantly, he had passion. In any other anime, he would have been the protagonist, the one to swoop in and prove every single person that doubted him wrong. But sadly, that isn't the case, and this is why I said Ping Pong was so real. After losing his match against Smiles, Sakuma breaks down.
どうしてお前なんだよ。一体どうして。俺は努力したよ。 お前の10倍、いや100倍、1000倍したよ。風間さんに認められるために、ペコに勝つために。それこそ朝から晩まで卓球のことだけを考えて、卓球に全てを捧げてきたよ。なのに
それは悪魔に卓球の才能がないからだよ。
After some brutally harsh words from Smiles, Sakuma sees the light. He finally realizes that ping pong isn't for him, and that's fine. Life can be unfair sometimes, and you just have to move on. Although I thought Smiles was a bit harsh when he said to Sakuma that he doesn't have any talent and that he should quit, in a way, he helped Sakuma see clearly. The vision he had was blinded with false hopes and arrogance, but now the mist is gone and he can finally see. The reason Sakuma won against Peiko is that Peiko was talented, yes, but he was lazy. Smiles, on the other hand, is talented and a hard worker. Ever since we were children, we were being taught that hard work beats talent no matter what. And although I would love to say that this is 100% true, I can't. Because sometimes you need both talent and hard work. Don't get me wrong, of course there are exceptions, but most of the time hard work isn't enough. Look at the best basketball players. Most of them are tall in terms of height, and that is something that you can't control. Heck, even in sports anime, which the main message is hard work always beats talent, but even then, you'll see some cases where the main character or a certain character is born with some sort of natural talent. The first example that popped into my head was Shoyo Hinata. Hinata wanted to be the best, but his height was holding him back. But his natural jumping abilities and his quick reflexes compensated for that. Even in the first episode, Hinata looked promising. He had potential. Without any real training, he managed to put his foot down. And let me ask you this question. If Hinata wasn't naturally good at jumping or have fast reflexes, would have he been in the starting lineup? I don't think so. Although Hinata started to change in season 4, the case still remains that he needed both talent and hard work. And that is why I love Sakuma. I'll probably dedicate a whole video to this character. Sakuma teaches us that life can sometimes be unfair, and you can't do anything about it. Just have to move on. Anyways, back to Peiko. As I mentioned previously, Peiko quit the sport of ping pong. But it is only after Sakuma's heartwarming speech to him where he realized that something was missing, and that thing was ping pong. He was born to play. He had fun playing the sport, but ping pong isn't always fun in games, at least to some people. Kazuma, aka the dragon, is what I like to call a slave. I mean, technically we're all slaves to something or someone, and Kazuma is a slave to ping pong. He forces himself to play ping pong, taking a more strict approach to it, and when he played with Peiko, that is when he was truly happy. Even though he was losing, he had fun. Speaking of Peiko, there's one character that is pretty similar to him, and his name is Kong. Kong was a Chinese star, but his team soon dropped him out and he had to go to Japan. At first he felt that he was better than everyone, but after Kazuma and Smile defeated him, he accepted the fact that he can't be the best and started coaching. He remembered what was truly important to him, and that is his family. He was too caught up in the sport to the point where he only had ping pong as something to look forward to. Smiles is the last character on our list. He started off as your emotionless character, not wanting to be involved in anything. Then he became a passionate person who cares about others and is really open. If you would like to watch a more in-depth video about the characters of ping pong, I will link some in the description below. What is art? Some people might consider this art, and even this shit. By the way, someone sold this garbage online for like 2 million. I just feel bad for the retard who bought it. Jokes aside, one of the issues people had with this anime is the art style. And what's funny is that the art style is what made me watch the anime in the first place. I would have never watched it if it was your generic anime art style with big cute eyes and spiky hair. I love it when companies go out of their way to be unique. They are willing to take risks. Even when sometimes it doesn't pay off, I still have some level of respect for that said company. And ping pong isn't trying to be different for the sake of standing out. The art style fits the anime pretty well here. But then again, I can't dispute the fact that good art is subjective. So yes, this shit could be considered as art. So if the art style stops you from watching the anime, then don't watch it because you don't care. Shut up. All in all, I loved Ping Pong the animation, and I can confidently say that this anime is a masterpiece, and the word basically lost its meaning at this point. But regardless, it is a masterpiece, and Zeratus from Reddit sums everything perfectly. He says, "What's so great about Ping Pong is the fact that nobody loses. In Ping Pong, everyone wins. Sakuma was never meant for Ping Pong. It may hurt, but he faces the truth, meets his girl, and has kids. Dragon meets a worthy enemy who shows him that Ping Pong can be fun. Dragon for the first time enjoys playing it instead of thinking about winning and being a Ping Pong death machine. Peiko almost gives up, but Sakuma reminds him that Ping Pong is amazing, thus reminding him of his dream, becoming a world champion. Kong accepts that he is not the strongest, becoming coach for his team and embracing his life in Japan, which in the end leads him to being on the Japanese Olympic team. Peiko saves Smiles, giving him joy in life and showing him that everything is not as it seems. Blood tastes like iron. Red fiery blood tastes like cold grey iron. He doesn't have to be a machine. He can live. He can be happy. The characters save each other throughout the series. It's a great ending and a message. Although a lot of the characters didn't expect that they would be in this position that they are in, they are happy regardless. So that will end off the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I would like to know, who is your favorite character in Ping Pong and why? And also, the subreddit will be linked down in the description below. So anyways, my name is Soap, and I'll see you in another video. Hey you, can you help me beat Dio Brando? He is currently in my Discord server, and I need help.
Yo, I'm Dio.
So please join my Discord server, link down in the description below, so we can finally defeat Dio Brando.
It's summertime, and you know what that means. Gonna head out to the beach, gonna do some beachy things. It's summertime, feels just right. Gonna gather all my friends and we'll party through the night. Summertime, love it. It's a loving in the summertime. Summertime, love it. My baby, why can't you be mine? It's summertime, and I just can't wait. Gonna call you on the phone, gonna take you on a date.